John Ruffalo is a first-generation Canadian. Born of Italian immigrant parents, he was raised in the Jane and Finch community of Toronto. At the age of only 17 years old, John was already managing a branch for the Bank of Montreal. Completing a business degree from York University, he was offered a position at Arthur Andersen, an opportunity John described as critical in his development. After more than a decade, John became a global partner, excelling in a highly competitive environment. As the industry shifted, John found himself leading Deloitte Canada's technology practice, an indication of what was to come. At the top of his game, John surprised his colleagues by deciding to leave Deloitte. Yet again, he was blazing new trails, launching Omer's capital venture arm and building his street rep as a backer of disruptive technology companies. Most recently, John Ruffalo is the founder and managing partner for Maverick's private equity, launching the firm in 2019. In addition to Mavericks, John is engaged as a director on an impressive range of boards, still hustling, still disrupting, still active in both industry and community.
John's youth shaped him into what he's become because he chose his mom and dad well, especially his mother, a tough lady who inculcated values that he expresses as a businessman.
Because John didn't come from economic privilege, he had to work for everything he's achieved in life. And because of that, he doesn't have entitlement, and also he's always a champion of the underdog.
I think John's business success comes from his commitment to his core values. He's always done what was morally right and never personal gain or for corporate gain. It's always for what he believed in.
Forever an independent thinker, Ruffalo remains the ultimate maverick.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Ontario Business Achievement Awards, brought to you by our generous series presenting partner, Canadian National Railway. The OBAAs have always been about the celebration of the best, and the Lifetime Achievement Award is truly the celebration of the best of the best. You know this year's winner, the man, the myth, the legend, John Ruffalo. This guy is amazing. He was a child prodigy. He has reinvented himself so many times in business throughout his lifetime, going from one peak to another. And this is not just about business, it's about what he does in the community. It's about his thought leadership on the economy and technology. It's about being a phenomenal guy who, despite a life-altering accident that would have sent most of us simply looking inward, decides to start a new business and just keeps going because it is deep in his DNA. This guy's a rebel, a maverick, a game changer, a difference maker. I want to thank Mattamy Homes for being the episode partner to help us bring this story to life. I recently had the honor of sitting down with John and talking about a bunch of things. Have a listen to just some of what he shared with us. John, it's such a pleasure being with you. I've been a fanboy for a very long time, and you're such an incredibly worthy recipient of the award. Before we go anywhere else, help me understand how a 17-year-old becomes a bank manager, right? That is not normal.
Yes. It was a very unusual, because now you have to be a minimum of 18 years old to be in a bank. So I think from a BMO perspective, I was the youngest manager in their history at 17, but my mother was the oldest at 71. So we should have just renamed BMO the Bank of Ruffalo, but it was my mother who quickly realized I was incapable of using my hands. So all that was left was to use your brain. And I loved I knew I wanted to be in the financial services industry. And I worked all through high school in the summers. And after a year, I moved from being a teller to a customer service representative. And a year later, when I was 17, I was asked to be the extended hours bank manager at the Jane and Finch branch.
Like a lot of work, a lot of drive, the mention of your mom. Help me to understand a bit how your background, how growing up helped to shape what it is that you find important.
I really have the very classic immigrant story. My parents immigrated from Italy in the 1950s, and I was cocooned and grew up in the Jane and Shepherd, Jane and Finch area, and went to elementary, high school, university, and work all within a 2-kilometer radius until it was third year university when I took an internship at Arthur Andersen on Bay Street, when I very quickly realized that I really didn't conform to the world that was really operating Toronto, the movers and the shakers, and I felt very, very much out of place. And I think it was that feeling of discomfort, insecurity, that really forced me to prove myself that I had to be better and stronger because I was coming from a place of weakness.
And yet with all of this, you see sort of multiple career moves. You get to the top of the heap, you're killing it at Arthur Andersen, you go to OMERS, you're a rock star in technology investment, you decide, no, the next thing, and then the next thing. What drives the timing, and what's at the key of those changes for you?
There is a pattern in my 30-plus business year career. I seem to be at these positions for 8 years, but it's at about year 6 in all of these situations that I get very, very antsy, and I think it's this feeling of there's so much to do in so little time. And my accident is a great example of, we all have not very much time, and sometimes it's taken away from you. So I just feel all the time that there's just more to do and more to learn. And if I'm feeling stagnant in any way, and I can't honestly tell myself, what did I learn today? If I can't answer that question, it is time for me to move on.
You don't have that perspective and that philosophy just within your business life, within your community work. You're always looking to contribute. I mean, this is a lifetime achievement. It's not just about what you've accomplished for business. What kinds of things, whether it's the Suzuki Foundation, whether it's the work that you're doing on the CIBC Foundation and other areas, that drives that passion for community service? And what is it that you learn and get out of that?
Yeah, so, and Rocco, when you and I got close, it was when you were running for mayor. And
please don't remind me.
Yeah. But this is what attracted me to you, and it's this feeling of, yes, giving back, but I fundamentally believe that, first of all, I've been extremely lucky, and whether it's superstition or not, I really feel like I got lucky, and it's an opportunity for me to give back that luck to others. But to me, the definition of a society is a place where we protect the weakest of the society. And so all of those things that I do from a community or from a political perspective or a public policy perspective really are all designed, how do we get everyone up?
And it's a great segue to really the overarching theme of this year's Ontario Business Achievement Awards, which is celebrating the inclusive economy. And that insight, as you've laid out, that we're all better if we bring and leverage every talent. What does the inclusive economy mean to you? You make hiring decisions each and every day, and you've got an incredibly diverse team at Mavericks. You've had them in prior organizations. How should business leaders be thinking about this and framing those issues for themselves?
One of the things that I think that I do is I really focus in on the diversity of thought. I love to battle, I love to debate, and I love viewpoints from every single angle. And it just so happens that when you get the diversity of thought or ideas, the people who possess them come from the different backgrounds or the different sexes or whatever spectrum you're looking at. And the result of seeking diversity of thought happens to be the diversity of the physicality. But that's not the objective, that is the result. And I do think that we need to be careful, because what is it that we're really trying to get to? And the beautiful part of Canada, Toronto, is we're the welcoming place for this physicality of diversity and the diversity of thought. This is why I choose to be here, choose to build my business here. I do believe this is a phenomenal place to build a business, because we have that one massive advantage compared to the rest of the world.
You mentioned your accident. There would have been a lot of people, you'd done really well. This thing hits you literally out of the blue. A lot of people would just say, look, I'm cashing in my chips. I'm going to take care of me, take care of my family, look inward. But no, you decide to crank up another business. Why? What drives that? And this is a Lifetime Achievement Award, but there's a lot more lifetime in John Ruffalo. So what's next?
Well, aside from stupidity, which is a fair pushback, first of all, my recovery was faster than anyone expected, but that wasn't really a recovery that was really led by me. It was led by a community. And the most important community that I had was my wife Karen, my kids, and my extended family first and foremost. But Rocco, as you know, my cycling crew, Les Domestiques, on a drop of just on a dime, they all cocooned around the family. And they all segregated themselves to help us in different categories of our lives. And what that did, it took the pressure off of me, it took the pressure off of my wife and kids, and it allowed us to focus in on the recovery as fast as we can. And one of the things that I have learned is the fundamental part of a recovery is your mind. And it really is mind over physical matter. I wasn't doing this to make money. I was doing this for the greater good of our country. I really believe that. I really believe this is necessary for my kids or my grandkids. So when I was thinking of the building of Mavericks, I thought, you're going to have to kill me before I don't, complete this. I just didn't realize, God, that I meant it as a metaphor. I didn't mean it literally. But that was really the driver behind my desire to accomplish this and get this done.
Now, despite all of the success, the name of the entity is Mavericks. You're still the Rebel Black T-shirts. You're still the Italo-Canadian kid thinking you're outside looking in, and yet many would see you as a consummate insider of an elite of the investment community at this point. So why is it still the sense of the rebel, the maverick, the outsider?
When I had announced that I was leaving Omer's, a number of my friends called me, and
said, "What are you thinking?" I mean,
that's what I thought. Actually, you know what they said? They said, and 3 of them said this in the first 5 calls. How long were you there? And I said 8 years. There's my magical 8. And they said 8 years. I can't believe you were there that long. And when the 3rd person said it, I said, "Hey, like, why are you saying this?" And he said, "Oh, no, we're not insulting you. It's just that you're a maverick. And he says, you don't fit in a large institution. We just think that you want to build things and change the world." And I thought, that's a hell of a good name for a firm. So that's how the name came about.
Well, you may feel like an outsider, but the way people embrace you, the way the DOMs embraced you, the way the investment community embraces you, that's why you're this year's winner of the Ontario Business Achievement Lifetime Achievement Award. And it's just been such an incredible pleasure talking to you.
Great. Thank you again, Rocco.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
I was most proud of John throughout his whole recovery process, launching a business from a hospital bed, committing hours to physio, caring for his 2 teenage kids. I don't know how he managed all of that. I guess his stubbornness came in handy.
I admire John because of the incredible response to a catastrophic accident. He accepted the possibility he would be a paraplegic for the rest of his life, and then he fought against it with every ounce of his determination, and he succeeded.
It's his fearlessness to do and say the right thing, regardless of what the political consequence, whatever it might be. And I've seen more than one instance where John has just said, "This is not right, and I'm going to speak up about it." And consequence be damned. Many of us, most of us, don't have the courage to do that. John has it in spades and uses it whenever necessary.
Well, he's a true leader. He has the highest of integrity, he builds trust in his relationships, he focuses on the other, and he's fearless, he's courageous.
Not only has John been a huge inspiration outside of the home, but he's been a great one inside of our home too. Camus and Roma and myself, we've always looked up to him, and he's accomplished so much on the outside, and we're proud to say he's one of us, and we're proud what he's done in the last 56 years, let alone the last 2 years. And we're just incredibly lucky that we get to see him thrive and to see him live a second life.
John shows that he cares about his community by the kind of interaction he's had with me. He has embraced environment as an important area for consideration, and then he has gone out of his way to help us raise money to keep the David Suzuki Foundation going and to support the kind of endeavors that we've done.
He has kept talent north of the border. He's lobbied to keep that, as well as our privacy north of the border. We continue to keep what we can talent-wise in Canada and pay them well and to compete globally. I think that's huge for what he's contributed to the tech industry in Canada.
John, what a fantastic achievement. Congratulations. You're a builder, a pioneer, a courageous leader, and your impact is a powerful reminder of what's possible as a CPA. Thanks for all you do.
John, congratulations on this well-deserved award. Claude, Mike, and I from Truck IQ are so proud of you and fortunate to call you a friend. Congratulations again.
I want to take this moment to again thank our generous partners without whom none of this is possible, our series presenting partner, Canadian National Railway, and this episode partner, Mattamy Homes. Mattamy Homes legendary founder Peter Gilgan, a giant in Canadian business himself, had this to share about John Ruffalo.
John Ruffalo, my friend and colleague, a hearty congratulations on being honored with this prestigious award. No one more deserving, sir. John, we continue to wish you all the best, very deserving, and look forward to working with you and having fun with you for many more decades to come. Congratulations again, John.
Thanks so much, Peter. Look, John, you know Peter and I were fanboys, but we're not the only ones. There is a long list of family, friends, dignitaries. Here are just a few of them with things they wanted to say about you.
Good for you that you're listened to because you're respected. You've had a lifetime of performance, and this recognition is simply the cherry on the cake. I'm proud to be your friend and fellow worker for a better future.
Greetings, John. It's such a delight to see you become the recipient of this Lifetime Achievement Award. It's been 30 years now that we've been friends, you've been a trusted colleague, but you've also been a partner in the advocacy and public policy for the innovation ecosystem in Canada. And so this award you're receiving truly acknowledges what all of us who have had the privilege of working alongside you have always known. You see around corners. I remember all the critics when you launched the OMERS Ventures, and look what happens. Your leadership in funding and supporting the domestic tech ecosystem and sector changed it, and changed it for the better. And others pay you the highest compliment. They emulate what you've started. And also, you're the toughest bugger I've ever met. Congratulations.
John, on behalf of our entire CIBC team, I want to congratulate you on being recognized by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce with a Lifetime Achievement Award. You are a leader in the innovation space, helping to push boundaries and grow this important sector here in Ontario and right across our country. At CIBC, we strive to live our purpose every day, and that's something I see reflected in all that you do. Pushing forward no matter what is in your way, and doing so with a clear view of the future and a quick sense of humor. Congratulations, John, on this remarkable achievement.
My Bello, I am so incredibly proud of you. I am so honored and humbled to be your partner in this journey. I'm so glad we get to do it twice, have a second go at it, and I'm so just incredibly lucky that you've made it and our kids have seen you make it, and what you've done with everything the last 2 years specifically, that you've conquered all. You're a crazy, immortal human.
I want to thank the Ontario Chamber of Commerce for having given me the opportunity to say a few words about John. John, it is inevitable when one talks about John Ruffalo, must talk about his cleverness, his skills, and his talent. I think that there is something even more important about John. He's teaching us that we are human beings, that sometimes things don't go well, that sometimes our body, like our destiny, can be weak. But the spirit is what makes us different. A man, a human being like John is unique because of his spirit, because his spirit overcomes everything. And this is the clause of the social covenant. Anything that stops or weakens human creativity, human independence, human freedom must be fought. This is what I learned from you, John, and what I learn from you every day. Your spirit has big shoulder, and we rely on you. Congratulations, my friend.
Hello, Mayor John Tory here, extending my warmest wishes to all of the attendees of the Ontario Business Achievement Awards. It's a momentous year, celebrating 40 years of awards, and as we look ahead to the future with hope and optimism, and as we emerge from the pandemic, this year's theme, fittingly, is Building Ontario's Inclusive Economy. It's such a pleasure to join you all to celebrate business successes and to celebrate business leaders from right across the province and all of their achievements in this past year. And it is truly an honor to highlight the exceptional leadership of my friend, John Ruffalo. Beyond his entrepreneurship as the founding and managing partner of Mavericks Private Equity, John's humanitarianism and philanthropic service is remarkable. He serves as a board member on the David Suzuki Foundation, the CIBC Foundation, the Royal Ontario Museum, and a number of others. And notably, he's also co-founded the Council of Canadian Innovators, which promotes and collaborates with public policy leaders on key policy levers to help grow Canada's innovation-based sector, which is so important to our present and future success. I could go on and on about that, and I should, in particular, note his incredible leadership in building our successful innovation economy here in the City of Toronto, one that's increasingly being recognized right around the world. But you know, and you do know this, the real story of character when it comes to John is his story of comeback from incomprehensible adversity. Many people who experienced as catastrophic an accident as John did would understandably just retreat. They would just try to live out their lives in a dramatically altered state. But not John, not our John, who fought, and he's here today, carrying on the fight for others. Carrying on, yes, with business, but also carrying on helping and supporting others. It is at once a story that is incredibly admirable and inspirational. It is John Ruffalo. So John, thank you for your courage. Thank you for your determination. Thank you for your relentless generosity and for your compassionate entrepreneurship. I can just say for all of those reasons and many more, it is a privilege to call you a friend, and I extend to you personally, once again, my congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
During his time at Deloitte, John showed us how creativity and innovation can not only solve problems, but can spark bold new opportunities. John, thank you for your inspiring leadership, your vision, and for empowering Canadian businesses to thrive. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name's Mark Maybank. John, on behalf of your partners and team at Mavericks, we are celebrating along with you and your family for this very special recognition. Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award.
Congratulations!
John Ruffalo, you may think of yourself as a maverick, a rebel, an outsider looking in, but through your incredible business success, your community involvement, you've become the ultimate community insider. And for that, we are truly grateful. And it's why we at the Ontario Chamber of Commerce are so thrilled to have you as this year's winner of the Ontario Business Achievement Award, Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you. Congratulations for all you've done and all that you will do.
Great. Thank you, Rocco, and thank you, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce.
I want to thank everyone who joined us today in celebrating John Ruffalo, but again, you should be thanking me for allowing you to participate in the celebration of such an incredible guy, such an inspiration to all of us. I want to thank the partners who've helped make this possible today, our series presenting partner, Canadian National Railway, our episode partner, Mattamy Homes, our contributing partners, CPA Ontario, Deloitte, Mavericks Private Equity. And I have a list of supporting partners that is so long, I can't mention all of the names in 30 minutes, but look below at this incredible list of people who all wanted to give a big shout out to John. Last but not least, I want to thank all of you, the viewers, for joining us and for helping us to celebrate this incredible individual. I want you to continue with the conversation. Join us, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the inclusive economy. Let's talk about other things that you think the Ontario Chamber of Commerce should be looking into. Until next time, think and act inclusively.